Hello, and welcome back to There and Doing. I'm Hester, and I'm joined by the brilliant Ben Bowman. Ben, lots happened since the last pod.
We're back.
How you been?
Been alright. Been alright, mate. There's been sagas. There's been ups. There's been downs. There's been games. I don't think we spoke about a single Spurs game this summer until now. But the season's started. There's a lot to recap, but there's a lot of stuff going on as well. I'm buzzing to be back.
Prem's back. Spurs are back. I don't think we've been edged this much during a transfer window ever. I'm gagging for here we go.
I'm on the verge of
busting.
Yeah, I'm about to bust.
Not busting.
Yeah.
What? Just blowing up or?
Yeah,
busting?
no, just bust him.
Okay.
Yeah. I've never been edged this much in my life. Just give us those 3 fucking words, Fabrizio, you stupid twat.
What about 2 players as well? It's not just one, but mainly one.
Yeah.
Obviously, Eze who we're talking about, but we'll get into it. First of all, I feel like there's a lot to catch up on, and I just want to hear. So just give me your one word, reaction. Maybe more than one word, but just those reactions to something I say. Okay.
Yeah.
Starting with Mr. Marinakis. Skip him. It's just, sorry, I'll bring it back. I'm sorry, I'll bring it back.
Stupid twat. Sorry, Mr. Marinakis. Don't sue me. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's what I'd say to Gibbs White. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. It's not your fault, mate.
Yeah, that's true. Son.
Hero.
Yeah, love you, Sonny.
Yeah, love you, mate. I was emotional watching them videos.
I know, legend, mate. And the thing is, he's still he's so big, he's still getting aggravated. Aggregated.
Yeah, aggravated. He's getting so angry for no reason
because he's so good.
Yeah.
Aggregated, as a Spurs player almost. And he probably will until he retires.
Yeah.
And there's so much you can say on Son. I feel like everyone's covered it, but just a fucking icon, mate. Statue. Paulinho.
Icon was a better word, actually. Yeah.
Icon. Yeah. Paulinho.
Decent.
Yeah.
Not like the guy, I don't think, but decent stopgap loan signing, smart, I think. Terrible against Bayern Munich, but brilliant in the Super Cup, to be fair.
The Super Cup showed exactly why we got nothing.
Exactly,
I'm happy with Paulinho.
Me too.
And also saves a bit of budget for other players who will get onto.
Yeah, when we go back in for Wharton next summer with Steve Parish, I'm sure he's going to love that.
Yeah, but he fucking hates Daniel Levy. I bet he's seen it.
Levy and Parish sitting in a room negotiating. Yeah. I'd love to see that.
Mate. I can imagine it getting so toxic and hostile, the most passive aggressive conversation
Absolute
ever,
cinema.
both ways.
Yeah.
Super Cup.
Happy. Proud. Proud, I think.
I'd say gutted, and I'd also say happy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Proud. Proud's a good word.
See, I was a bit weird. The Super Cup was a weird one because I really didn't know what to feel about it before. I really hadn't given the game that much thought whatsoever.
Yeah.
I didn't expect us to win. I didn't really know how to feel about it as a competition. And I was my attitude was well, if we lose, it's just another pre-season game like Community Shield, move on. If we win, of course, it's a major European trophy. Of course.
Yeah.
I was kind of playing. I play both sides so that I always come out on top. Gimmick going into the game. I don't know whether that's because I was obviously gutted in the way that it happened, but I'm straight away I was on to Burnley. I was I'm really happy with what I saw. I wasn't that gutted, but I understand people that were. It was just I'm really happy with that.
Just gave us hope though, didn't it? It was just it just gave us before I was we're gonna get spanked. Is this even gonna get televised? It shouldn't.
Yeah.
You should put your government Face ID. Make sure you're over 18. Go watch this game.
Unless you've got a, I'm not even gonna say. NordVPN don't need the promo. Apparently their business is absolutely booming in recent weeks. Can't figure out why.
Yeah, no, mate. Yeah, that's so true. Actually,
yeah.
I didn't even figure that. But I just thought we were going to get absolutely dicked, and we should have won that game. It was the most Spurs thing ever, and obviously going on to Burnley, the Spursiest thing ever would have been losing that Super Cup and then losing to Burnley.
Yeah.
After playing that performance, but I think we were pleasantly surprised at how efficient we actually were over the weekend. But last thing, Gyökeres debut.
I've got 3 words.
Go
I've
on.
got 3 words: stinker and hooked.
I've never hated
Looks like he's
him
running
so
through
much.
treacle.
Yeah, I've never hated. He actually plays like a DT. Every time I see that
That's
video,
the funniest
it
tweet
makes me
you've
laugh
ever done.
so much because he actually runs. His side profile looks like DT playing football,
Yeah.
and he actually runs like DT as well. I'm not even joking. If you haven't seen the video, go watch DT against Mark Goldbridge. it was like prime YouTube, like from what, like 8 years ago now,
Yeah,
7
like
years ago.
2017, 18.
Yeah, and DT like loses shit, but when he's
So
playing,
good.
you would feel like you'd be like, "Whoa, Gyökeres really come up since them days." Like in
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
against United Stand FC. Like genuinely, you could not split the difference between DT and Gyökeres. Do you know what? I actually kind of felt bad for Gyökeres, like because everyone was hate watching him.
Oh
Like,
god,
everyone.
yeah. I don't think there's been that much scrutiny around a debut for like a
Yeah.
long time. And I actually think a lot of it. Well, I don't think he did that much wrong, to be honest. Obviously, like he had 2 very clippable moments, like the one where in the second half where he was 1v1 against, was it De Ligt, I think, and then he just left the ball behind. And then obviously there was a cross that he just launched out for a throw-in.
I love the every touch is a duel.
Every touch, he's chasing his first touch every single time. The thing is, right, with him, just let us have a fun, because he probably will score some goals, but it's funny. Like, it is funny. My thing is, right, I'm looking at it going, all right, yeah, Gyökeres was a bit, he was a bit shit yesterday. I don't think Saka looks the same player.
Overran, mate.
I'm ready to start a dialogue about Kudus and Saka. I'm ready to start a dialogue.
Oh, mate, we'll get on. We'll get on to Kudus, mate.
Yeah.
100%. Next big thing is, okay, obviously, the huge news that hit today was Romero's contract. Fucking mental. That how it was just so, like, under wrapped. Come out of the blue, Romero. But I think that's overshadowed massively. Jed Spence getting his new contract as well.
Yeah.
And I just want to talk about him because I feel like this is such a huge season for him personally, with a World Cup in the horizon, a doggy's injury record not looking too promising at the moment, but also I feel like a doggy's going to have to do a lot now to sort of build the same level of trust as Jed Spence at left back. I know we're going to need so many like games, and you're going to need them both. And we only really have like 3 established fullbacks, but Jed Spence like nailed that down. He is actually genuinely one of the most complete fullbacks in the league, I think.
Yeah, I think so. 1v1, he's so hard to get past. Going forward, he's so quick in transition as well. Like, his change of direction is really, really good. He just protects the ball, looks after it really well. He's a threat in the final third. Like, especially playing on his wrong side. Like, I think it almost helps him a little bit from a defensive point of view because of the amount of like inverted wingers that you've got in the league that probably want to come inside onto their left foot. I think defensively, it favours him a little bit, but still, like, outstanding most of the time in a 1v1 situation. We saw that against PSG. Obviously, not as much of a challenge against Burnley on Saturday, but still brilliant. He's great, like, absolutely. And I just feel like that big contract is gonna, again, it's like the validation I think that he almost deserves, but also like I feel like it's only gonna make it go one way, like just kick him on even more. I think it's great to have him and Udogie. I don't think it's a little bit like the Solanke Richarlison conversation that we'll probably come on to. Like, I think it'll be horses for courses with Udogie and Spence. Like, I think different games suit their strengths a little bit differently. Like, for example, I think if you're playing Johnson on the left from an attacking point of view, I don't think Spence, it doesn't really work. Yeah. But Spence is just like absolutely phenomenal. And I just feel like you said about the World Cup, he's got a real chance. Like, a real chance. He should have been called up in March in Tuchel's first squad. I know there was a few bizarre inclusions with like Henderson and that, and there was a few that people just raised their eyebrows at. Spence not being included massively. I know we all kicked and screamed about it, right, Spurs fans. But that went massively under the radar, I think, outside of the Spurs fan base. And I do feel like where Spurs are better this season are going to be, well, hopefully, and they're going to be better defensively, harder to beat. You obviously saw that in that Super Cup performance the other day, especially with him. Like, I feel like he's going to get his flowers probably a little bit more from everybody else, like outside of Tottenham, and it's going to be like, yeah, we did tell you. And I feel like in those bigger games, that 1v1 defensive ability it's priceless. It really is priceless. And his record of doing it against some of the biggest, it's not like he's doing it against Burnley every week. Like, I know obviously Spurs was shit for the bulk of certainly the second half of last season, but he did stand out a lot. And again, it was like Salah. He's got a lot of players that he's kind of got in his pocket a little bit. I can't wait till he goes to the Emirates and plays against Saka and absolutely locks him up.
Yeah, Saka always does that little cut-in, always against us. And that suits him. It goes onto his right foot sort of thing.
Yeah, he's so athletic. Like, he's so... Yeah. I think because of his gait as well, he's very hard to get the ball off. I think because he's quite like... you don't expect him to have such good close control when someone's like that, sort of... Not gangly's the wrong word, but there's like... I don't know. He plays better. He's better on the ball than I think his frame suggests, if that makes sense. Like, or you think he would be. He's so explosive. Yeah, he deserves it so much. The way he's turned his career around at Spurs. Yeah, I'm buzzing for him. Yeah, really happy. But yeah, like you said, I think Romero did overshadow it a bit.
Yeah, he's come a long way from since his Sidemen charity days, hasn't he?
I still want to know like who that actually
was. Yeah. But I mean, I actually think, here's my hot take. I think from left back, he's going to score 5+ goals this season.
Nearly scored one on Saturday, didn't he?
Almost scored, but I'm talking cutting in onto his right foot from the left-hand side like a winger and whacking it.
You reckon?
Just like driving it or
like prime Son.
Not the outside, but I'm talking. You know when Gareth Bale would fucking shimmy bang, shimmy. Like, worst analysis ever. You know what I'm talking about? He'd stand someone up, especially if we've got wingers that people are thinking constantly trying to occupy him. Especially when he's coming off from the left hand side, he can cut in on his right, like shimmying, coming on his right. I can see him like hitting across it. You know how Gareth Bale would smack it with his left.
You thinking like Gareth Bale away at West Brom in that black and grey kit?
And it almost bent away from the goalie. He hit it with the
he's not curled it, he's just smacked it. And it's gone so... And it's just swerved late.
It's swerved,
because he has got that thing, I think, Spence, like Bale, like players like that do have, and I think Kudus has got it a little bit as well, where it's like they can just stop the ball dead and lure you in and then just shift it and then go.
Yeah.
Like Spence,
that's my hot take.
That's not a bad shout, you know.
Take 5+ goals from left back this season, not in the Prem, just over the course of the season.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that
because I think it's going to be vital for us.
That chance that he did take that quite well, to be fair. Like, good composure in the box, like tight angle. Like, he sat the bloke down. Was it Walker? I think he just sat on the floor. I can't remember. Did you know? I made a video about it after the game, and I said the only reason I noticed Kyle Walker was on the pitch is because halfway through the first half, he blazed a shot over from miles out, and it was like, that's Kyle Walker. Yeah, I've seen him do that plenty of times.
It was good seeing him back as well because he was
he got a good reception, didn't he?
Up in the summer as well, wasn't he? He was working for us a little bit, and he was pretty cool. He's like, I love Kyle Walker.
Yeah, I do as well.
But it was and also his crosses as well. The one thing Kyle Walker could never do was put a decent cross into the box. That's why like Trippier was quite refreshing when like he left that season where Trippier like took over.
Mate, Trippier's delivery is so good. His
deliveries were so good, Cole, it was good to see Cole Walker back then.
Cole Walker either would just smash it or massively overhit it, or massively overhit it out for a throw or like a goal kick, just high.
He loved the little driven crosses. That was what he was actually right at. But even when he went to City, it was like his crossing is his weakness, or is
big time.
Is that sort of, if he had crosses in his Arsenal, he would. I genuinely, no fullback beats him, I think.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah.
But Romero, let's talk about it, mate.
Because mate,
when you got that bomber, the rush that went straight of blood, went straight to my pioneers.
Yeah, my desk was lifting up. I don't know how that happened.
I mean, it's ridiculous. You were on the fighting cock, weren't you?
Yeah. Literally, it was just like we were wrapping up, and we'd done about 45 minutes, and we were wrapping up, and Flab was like, "Anything else you want to talk about, boys? Like from the weekend?" And I literally just like looked at, I had the boys on this monitor. I looked at my laptop, I had Twitter open. I was like, let me see if there's anything, just a quick transfer update or whatever, just to speak about. You know, we just got the Guillaume Balaguer thing about Savinho. I was like, wonder if there's been any update. Just refreshed Twitter. I was trying to do it again then to see if we'd get another little live thing. I just refreshed Twitter, and then there it was. Like Fabrizio Romano literally tweeted it like 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah.
Romero signs a new contract to Spurs. I was like, did Paul O'Keefe get there first?
I think he did actually.
Should we have a look at the time?
David Ornstein though said Paul O'Keefe. He didn't say.
Did he?
David Ornstein, I'm pretty sure, unless
Let's have a
it's
look.
Spencer, but David Ornstein, I don't think would have posted about Jets.
Well, Paul O'Keefe was talking about Spence a few days ago, wasn't he?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So Romano,
I think it was Paul O'Keefe, mate. Got there just before Romano.
Romano went at 3:49.
Okay.
Paul O'Keefe went at 3:48. Oh, Fabrizio in the mud. Do you know what? Paul O'Keefe is. I'll tell you what. He
took that personally.
He's beaten the washed allegations, isn't he? I don't even know why people started saying that, because he's got a lot of stuff spot on this summer. Like,
yeah. I think it was all the stuff. It was like the leak's gone. So that was the person that like Paul.
Yeah. Well, it must be Paul O'Keefe.
Yeah. And mate, he's been spot on with so much recently, and even him saying like dropping on last word on Spurs last night, being like, yeah, it's done. Spencer's done. This morning, like I was getting a haircut, Spencer's done. I was like, oh my god.
Cheers,
Romero out of nowhere, like it just breaks it. He's signed. The thing is as well, it's like we haven't even had a drawn out saga. Romero captain, we ain't even talked about. When I saw it was the Super Cup. Romero, I just got he's the closest thing we've had since the Ramos regen, and he's dedicated the majority of his career for Spurs, mate. And it's like he will be our best captain in years. He is a winner.
Yeah.
You saw how devastated he was when he lost his first ever final in the Super Cup final, and it was only on pens that he lost.
Also, look what it meant to him when he scored as well. Like,
God, he's so good. And the thing is, I think he will be a little bit more like Ramos this year, because I think he's going to score more goals if we're going to be more like competent on our set pieces. Like I feel like him and Van der Ven are going to score more goals. Danso's going to score goals. Paulinho, Bentacle,
Sardi. Danso will be launching them. That's one thing we haven't talked about either.
What, long
Danso launching in the absolute rockets, the missiles from the touchline.
Yeah. So I genuinely think, and I don't know if you agree, I think this is the best bit of business we could have done this summer.
I said that at the start of the window.
That was the biggest negative, being like Ange going, he's going to leave, and it's going to be a downer. We're going to be in a weaker position with him gone. Yeah. Whoever we sign.
Someone get the Matt Law tweet.
What was it? Oh yeah, the
Daniel Levy faces threat of Tottenham player revolt over Ange Postecoglou sacking.
Yeah, mate. The thing is, that's what we all kind of believed it.
Yeah, when it came out, I was like, yeah, I can understand. Obviously, they're upset and that, but I was like, revolt. I was like, you having a laugh?
Yeah.
There's no way, absolutely no way.
I saw what you were saying about Frank on Twitter. You want to sort of elaborate on that, how incredible he's been.
Billy T tweeted, and I think it's true. He said Thomas Frank's handling of Romero, comfortably our best player, has been outstanding. And I just quoted it and was like, this is it for me. It's one thing sitting down with him in June and doing enough to convince him to give it a season. Frank has clearly backed up a lot of what he said to Romero over the last couple of months, and hopefully also indicates a shift in mentality and ambition upstairs. Because obviously the Romano tweet was worded to suggest that Romero decided to stay in June, but that wasn't when he signed the contract. And obviously Frank came in mid-June, I think, obviously, and I think one of the first things that he would have done would have been to sit down, have a chat with him, considering that he probably knew that Son was probably going to go in, and Romero obviously captained us in the final. Anyway, off the back of that, he is our best player, like he is our best and most important player. So those conversations would have definitely happened early doors. And I think Romero's probably thinking, look, Atletico Madrid are in for me. I don't know how serious that is. I've got 2 years left on my deal. I'm probably happy to give it another year, then see where I am at then. Then the power's totally in my hands. Like 2 years is kind of the sweet spot when players tend to get sold. But if they're not going to come in for me now, then I've still got time. Like I'm happy to kind of give it another year. And obviously Frank would have said all these things to him, I'd imagine. And Romero's, I'm not saying he would have thought this, but you could forgive him for thinking, yeah, I've heard this before. Like how many managers have I had now since I've been at Spurs and whatever. But for him to sign a new deal for 4 years, obviously the money, he would have had a significant pay rise, I'd imagine. Which again does indicate, I think, a little bit of a shift in mentality from the board to make sure that we do tie these players down and pay them what we believe they're worth. But also I do think that maybe obviously Thomas Frank has come in, I think obviously demanded these kind of signings. Eze, Savinho potentially, obviously Kudus as well. And maybe the players have sort of seen that and gone, all right, maybe something is changing. Like, I still think, like, Paul O'Keefe obviously spoke about the cash injection into the club and potential naming rights, and Daniel Levy stepping back a bit from the football stuff. Like, the day Morgan Gibbs-White first was, like, the day after it was announced, day after it got Here We Go, and the day that it all sort of went a bit dodgy. And there's been a lot of people going like, oh, what's going on with that? But Spurs aren't exactly going to come out and announce a huge cash injection and new ownership in the middle of a transfer window, are they? Because it massively weakens all their bargaining positions because they see you coming. It's the same way, like, for example, Newcastle are adamant that Isak isn't for sale because they want to spend the money first. Like, it's, you know, it's the same thing.
It's like the tale as old as time, isn't it?
Exactly. So maybe there's partly it's a little bit of that as well. And some of the players know. Not so much Spence. Like, Spence knows that this is the right place for him to be right now. But for Romero, you'd imagine with all the chat and where we're at maybe towards the back end of last season, that it probably did take some convincing. So, you know, hopefully it is an indicator that there's been some sort of shift. But again, yeah, testament to Frank. Because like I said, I do think Romero is, as much as he's probably driven a bit by, you know, he wants to be paid what he's worth. You could tell how much that meant to him to win something. He is a winner, and to do it with Tottenham. He come out and did an interview where he's like, "This is the best club in the world," and all this kind of stuff. And players say these things, obviously, and you know, but it does feel like he loves the club. Yeah. But also for someone that has been very vocal about what's gone wrong at the club as well, and digging out the board and stuff like that. That's an indicator that there was probably quite a lot of work to do to get that deal done, and that's where you have to hand it to Thomas Frank for, and to be fair, and the club for probably delivering on what, to an extent so far anyway, like delivering on, you know, promises and like, yeah, a bit of a shift in mentality. So yeah, really, really positive, obviously, because we've been able to keep hold of our best and most important player and get him to sign a new deal. But also I think positive for a bit of a shift maybe in the trajectory of the club, hopefully, but you never know. Maybe he's got a massive release clause in there and he goes next summer. Who knows? Could be. I doubt it.
Love him.
Love him.
And do you know what? I wouldn't even, if it was like, because what would his release clause be? Probably like a lot of money up front, 100 mil, and this is just like conjecture.
Yeah,
I
don't think anyone's paying that either.
No,
like,
I don't see. I kind of see like Real Madrid going for like Saliba next summer or
someone
like
replied to my tweet. It was brilliant. It was like the Ant and Dec Saturday Night Takeaway meme, you know, where they're doing like the thing where they stitch bit. Yeah, and it was like, now go and tell them that they're targeting Saliba as their main. They're gonna. It was like go big for Saliba next year. I was like, oh my god, please.
And that's the thing. I mean, Atletico Madrid have spent a lot of money, a lot of investment on centre backs this summer as well. And it's like, if it just, I mean, 2029, like 4 more years of Romero, and by then it'll be 31. And by then, how old will Vuskovic be? How old will Takai be?
Exactly.
How old will Byfield be? And Van der Ven, Dan, so like it just puts us in such a better place to build a squad, and we're going to get onto the transfers. Like, if we say we sign a winger, Eze, a winger because Savinho isn't advanced, but it's just an ongoing sort of negotiation.
Yeah,
like of that ilk, that of Savinho's sort of like ability sort of wise. I don't think there's too much to do to the squad to get it title challenging, apart from spending big on maybe 1-2 positions. And I'm talking a distributor in midfield, for certain games, and a striker. And with Harry Kane possibly coming back next summer, written in the stars, I feel like if we've got an actual complete team, maybe we had to sell him to build the team for Kane to come back into.
Maybe.
And he'll come into a complete team. Imagine Kane linking in with Eze, Kudus, Savinho. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and it's been rumoured that he'll be back next summer, and we've got first.
Yeah, he's got like a. Yeah.
I think that'll happen. So then you're thinking maybe Adam Walton, Harry Kane, Bosch, title.
That could win the league.
Oh, mate, 100%. And this is a Kane that hasn't got the bottling gene either. Like,
true. He's a serial winner now, mate. The Super Cup the other day.
He's not even just won one. He's won 2.
Exactly.
So I mean, I'm looking at that, and maybe Vicario's on fraud watch a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. But he's a leader, so I'll let him off. But but I mean, I just think, I mean, I know left centre back, but I don't think we're gagging for a centre back as much as we were. But that's almost if like Vuskovic goes on loan, and I don't think it would be like Hincapi. I was like, I don't know, like really. I mean, that's great. That's great. I don't think we're going to sign someone that established.
It was an interesting one with that. So basically, I on Friday afternoon, like very early afternoon, I got a little bit of someone sort of tipped us like off about that, and said about Eze, Savinho, and then Hincapi was mentioned. And then I was like, I wasn't sure. Like, it came from someone that I definitely trust, but it was a bit like, this feels too on the nose to be true, because like every transfer window, we're always like, why don't you just go and get Hincapi? He can play at left back, he can play at left side. It's like career mode, isn't it? It's like, well, I need a left-sided centre-back, left back, back up. Hincapi is there. We've got linked with him ages ago when we were trying to sign Bastoni. Spurs fans generate that transfer rumour every window. And I was like, this smells a bit fishy. Yeah. But then it all sort of, Paul O'Keefe went with it, didn't he? All sort of came out. Apparently he's got a release clause, isn't he? So
yeah, 60 mil euros. I mean, what is that? Yeah. That's like what? 47 pounds, 40% pounds, 47 million pounds, probably around that, is it?
Yeah,
something like that. So, I mean, we could do that. I just don't see us doing it. Like, I don't know. I just think right now, but maybe something in January, or maybe it gets to the point where we need just a reinforcement at January. Don't go too big right now, and make an investment in Jan. Like we did we've always sort of done that. Like Porro, Teo and Danso, we've made investments, maybe one player to just bring in Jan, and then in the summer reassess. And then if we do that in the summer, we only need like 2 more players, and I think our team is able to like compete with anyone. I mean, we got a question here, and we had a question talking about like how is our wingers. Sorry, I didn't write it down, but I remembered it. Are our wingers set if we get like Savinho and with Kudus, and for the future we got Yang, Luca Williams-Barnett.
He, by the way, he's playing for the under-21s tonight, and they are absolutely cooking. Apparently, away at Sunderland, he is. Nice.
So I mean, and I think. Yeah, definitely. Like, I don't see us having to buy another winger. That's why. I mean, we're going to get onto it. We keep sort of like dipping our toes into talking about Savinho, but like that's why the investment's just worth doing. It's worth doing. Then you're secured for the next like 5 years for wingers, because we've got such a young sort of bulk of wingers that we
certainly not far away, is it, from being something pretty?
I think our team
good.
I think we've sort of switched on, and instead of us go like, I mean, again, anything can happen. We haven't done it yet, but like. We always go in light to a new season, and it always lets us down. It's like we're so desperate for it. I'm hoping they finally like clocked on. But before we sort of get in and dig right into Eze and Savinho, I want to talk about Burnley, because we were both at the game.
Yep.
First time I sat in the South End. South Stand, and mate. It was worth the wait, because that Richie goal was just fucking
unreal, wasn't it?
Someone saying Kiwi Spurs has said, is Kudus and Richie, Thomas Frankston and Bowman and Whistle? Yeah, do you know what? I see it a little bit. Yeah, it's a much better version, I think. And you know what? I was talking to a Man United fan, and I was like, I'd rather sign Savinho than Bowman. And I know this is like pretty
100%. I like Bowman, but fucking come on.
But also, Thomas Frank, he was like, nah, like, look at the goals that Savinho scored, look at the goals Mbeumo scored. And I was like, mate, Thomas Frank took Brian Mbeumo from Troyes in League 2.
Yeah.
and turned him into the player you just spent like 50 mil on, or 60 mil on.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do with a starting Man City winger that scored like 19 goals 2 years ago in La Liga? He's 21 years old, especially with like Justin Cochrane and like, I mean, we keep fucking talking. I keep going back to Savinho, for fuck's sake. I'm trying to save it for the end. Keep talking about him, but Kudus and Richie. This is what I was trying to say. Of like you've got, and this is why we think Thomas Frank's going to cook this year, is because you've seen what he's able to do about like getting every last drop of ability from all these players that he's got in his squad, and you've just upped the level of the players at his disposal. And it's like Kudus. Richie, when Richie's on form, we got a couple of questions about Richie.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I know the whole talk is about like if we can keep him fit. I'm just buzzing for him.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely buzzing for him. He looks like he's in such a good spot in his life with his baby, his missus, and you can tell he's happy, and you can tell he's secure, and and Frank's been saying he's building himself back up, and the medical department done a lot for him. I mean, we'll see. We'll have to see because it's only the first game of the season. But I mean, it looks like World Cup Richie, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean the goal was exactly the same.
Yeah,
Like the goal was literally exactly the same. Yeah, I'm like you. I'm buzzing for Richie. I'll take back what I said a couple of weeks ago, where I was like, "This has got to be the summer. This has got to be the summer."
Everyone's saying that though.
I know. It's like he makes it so hard to fall out of love with him, doesn't he? Really, like he draws you back in. But it is literally, if the guy can stay fit, if he can stay fit for even 80% of the season, like you've got to accept that players are going to get injured. He's obviously had a lot of injury problems over the course of the last few years. He will get injured at some point this season, and obviously we've got Solanke as well. And I think the exciting thing for me is obviously he was excellent against PSG, like so good against PSG, excellent on Saturday against Burnley, 2 properly good finishes, brilliant link-up play for the third goal as well, which I think because of the 2 goals, or certainly the second goal, will go a little bit under the radar. But the exciting thing for me is that there's a lot of chat about, and we always do this as Spurs fans, football fans do it all the time generally anyway, but like everyone's gone like, well, surely he's got to be the starting number 9 now. And it's like, well, you know, I personally, again, like I was saying earlier about Doggy and Spence, it's horses for courses. Like I think there'll be different games that suit each other's strengths a little bit more. I think in games like Saturday where you've got a team sitting in against you, I think Richarlison is better at finding a little bit of space in the box. And one thing I've always questioned is his like finishing. You can never doubt what he's able to do in terms of finding that little bit of room. But like those 2 finishes on Saturday were unbelievable. But I think he's better in games like that, maybe with his aerial presence as well and just his box presence generally. And I think, for example, like City away on Saturday, I'm thinking that's a game probably way more suited to Solanke, I think, because I just think even though Richie's hold-up play is good and was good on Saturday, Solanke is just at another level, I think, and he's super intelligent with it. He's got runners beyond him. His passing ability is really good and all that kind of stuff as well. So it'll be horses for courses. We don't have to just go like, Richie has to start these games. It's not like we've got Harry Kane and Richarlison. It's not like, or like, well, that's probably a bad example, but it's not like there's, or what I mean is more, there's not like an obvious hierarchy. Like there shouldn't be just like guaranteed loyalty to like one player as like the main number 9. There will be one that Thomas Frank probably uses more than the other, but I do think he'll rotate depending on the game situation, who he wants to play up there, whether that's from the start, whether that's in game as well. We've got 2 good strikers if they can stay fit that offer us very different things. But I'm buzzing for Richie. I really, really am. Like I said, I think the first goal will go massively under the radar as well because of how good the bicycle kick was. It's such a good finish, like a really, really good finish. Clever bit of movement as well. He just looks in a good place at the moment. I'm just praying that he can stay fit. I just have got this horrible feeling, and I don't want to manifest this, but it's like as soon as that window closes, it's like, yeah, he's out for like 6 weeks. Oh, fucking come on. Because I think Champions League nights as well, I just back it. I do back him to like deliver. Like I do. Like it's away from home and at home as well. Like I always think back to that Marseille game in Champions League a few years ago. Like I do love the guy. So yeah, hopefully he can stay fit. 'Cause I think that's the only issue holding him back really from not scoring 30 goals this season. But you know, him and Solanke rotating nicely, offering different things, both contributing well in front of goal. That's the only thing holding him back. Literally, his fitness.
Yeah, because Solanke looked really good when he came on as well.
I thought Solanke was really sharp.
I just think sharp. Yeah,
there was that one chance that he had where he actually did so well to pin the centre back, a little shimmy with the shoulders, and then roll him and go the other way, and then sort of he just dragged his shot a little bit. But he'd only been on the pitch for like 5 minutes or so. But he is a class. But I still think Solanke's a class player.
He had like 50 minutes pre-season as well. It's like, and the thing that's the thing. I think people forget how good Solanke can be, and I do think that Thomas Frank will get the best out of him, just like you get the best out of Richarlison. And the thing is, it's like, and like you're saying, you've got both of them for different games. Yeah. And Richarlison, I think, thrives off big occasions. Like,
agreed. Yeah.
Also, I kind of like the idea of like having the flair and the silk of Savinho and Eze if they come, Kudus, and then having Richarlison, a spine of Richarlison, Paulinho, Bentancur, Romero, just going to kick the shit out of you for 90 minutes. When you get the ball, they're just going to be in your face, trying to like the shithousery of winning you games and winning you big games. They'll have that, and then you have the brilliance and the link up and the flair of the of those players around them. And I do look at the players we're going to bring in, and I think Richarlison and Solanke will link up so well, because I think a really underrated asset of Richarlison is his link up play. He looks awkward with it, but a lot of the time
he's not aesthetically clean as Solanke, I think, is probably the best way to put it, isn't it? It's
like
not like...
you know that kid in the playground at school. He fucking fluke everything and it would go in.
Yeah, how does he keep getting away with it?
How has he got the ball at his feet here? Or he's just gone for a boner, missed the ball, and it's gone through his mate. It's gone through the other, like the defender's legs.
Yeah,
and he's like ran around. And it's like that's Richie. And I don't care. And when he's confident, that works for him. When he's not confident or when he's not fit, that don't really pay off. But now,
you can tell it's like when he's not playing well, he's really poor. It just doesn't come off for him, does it?
Yeah.
I also think that an underrated part of it as well, and I think it's a general point for the squad in those attacking areas, is that like if you drop back to that three behind the striker, for example, right? If Spurs do bring Eze in, and Savinho or another winger, because I think if they can't get Savinho, they will go for someone else. I don't think it was like an opportunity. I think they will go and hopefully get someone else anyway. So if you add another player of that kind of equivalent quality in that front line, like Maddison and Kulusevski are going to come back at some point. Obviously, the competition for places in those positions, like you're naturally raising the floor of your squad with the quality of players that are being brought in, but also massively raising the ceiling, not just because of that individual quality, but because of how much they'll hopefully all improve due to the competition that is there for places. And obviously there's going to be plenty of game time for them all as well. But that also massively applies to Solanke and Richie as well. I do feel like having Richarlison, that's going to have to push Solanke quite a lot because, again, like we all know what Solanke's good at. I think he's going to be a really valuable member of the squad under Frank. Frank said that he wants to get him scoring more goals. It was one of the first things that he said when he came through the door in that interview. That is the obvious thing in Solanke's game that needs to improve. But hopefully that will push Solanke on even more. I said it when we first were linked with Savinho last week. My first thought was literally like when I was watching some of the clips and that, and you seen his crossing, I was like, if Richarlison could stay fit with this guy in the team, like he's just got that ability to drop. Like you see Haaland peel away. Richarlison's, well, it's debatable. Is he as good as Haaland? You tell me in the comments. But like in terms of that movement, like a lot of the goals that Haaland would score, it was like headers inside the box from Savinho crosses and him just peeling away. It's like Richarlison's movement, again, like he's not Haaland level, but like it's closer than Solanke. And I think if you got a real, like you saw it with Kudus, like two good crosses for him, put it in the right area, and Richarlison will find it. You know, both the goals.
He just launch his body at it, and hopefully.
Yeah, and it's the same with Savinho. If you got that on the other side as well, like. Yeah. It could be, But again, hopefully he can stay fit, and I am buzzing for him, absolutely buzzing for him.
Well, that's one of the reasons I was like, we don't need Wissa. We don't need him.
But fuck it, also, you've seen Brentford apparently holding up for 60 million.
Have a day off, Brentford, mate.
For 28, 29-year-old Wissa,
we'll take Collins, mate. Just keep hold of Wissa. We'll bid for Collins.
Sorry, Romero's just dropped a all-timer tweet. Yeah, he just dropped a little.
Let me get the loop.
Little video of him, like the day of him signing the contract with his kids and all that. I'm here to stay. Spurs is my family. I love the fans. I love this club. Cootie. Salute. Emoji. I'm so horny right now.
Crying.
That literally.
I just love him, and he just gets it, doesn't he? Just gets it.
Yeah.
He gets it.
Also, Fabrizio's just said if Savinho leaves, Man City will try for Rodrigo. So, get him Balogun. Hold that.
Yeah, just fucking that. I don't even want to give that light a day, mate.
I didn't get. I straight away. I was like,
It looked like he was trying to go early, or it's negotiation tactics, or. But if we can bid like £68 million or something like club record bid.
If Spurs put in that bid, man, I'm sorry, there is no way Man City are turning that down.
He wants to go. Why does he want?
He has to go, blood.
He wants to go, blood. He wants to go.
There is no way that Man City are turning that down. I'm sorry. If Spurs are actually serious about putting in a club record bid for Savinho, there is no way on earth City go, no, we really value you as part of the project. Like, I'm sorry, they don't do that.
Yeah. Savinho probably gone in the office, said, fuck you, Pep. I want to play for Thomas Frank.
Yeah.
Did you see Kudus?
Yeah.
How good he looked.
Yeah.
I want to be like that at the lane, doing skills, doing the Neymar touch.
Couldn't have sounded more unconvinced if he tried as well, by the way, when he said he was injured on Friday.
Yeah, he was
he's injured. Savinho's injured for a few weeks. Right, okay. Do you know what the injury is? Vague enough, and he didn't even say what it was. Like,
no. The same with
literally
Edison.
playing a few days ago.
The same with Edison. Be like, how's your goalie injured then? She's injured, mate. Yeah. I think I'm low key confident, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not getting my hopes up. Fucking hell, mate. We keep talking about Savinho for fuck's sake. I'm trying to save it for the end so people get listening.
Sorry.
No, it's me.
I'm just, when it's like, I feel like we're in the hours like where we could be getting like a. I don't know, like
yeah. I'm starting to itch a little bit.
Something. I feel like something's in the air, so I've got my eye on Twitter over here.
It'll be David Ornstein to break it first, I think. David Ornstein will break the first. He'll be the Tottenham agreement, and then. But as he says that, Fabrizio Romano will put the bomb.
Yeah.
And the break,
exclusive.
Spurs, exclusive, and then it will be like Eze, here we go.
Do you know what? It's been funny. Like I kind of spoke about it earlier, but there's been a lot of chat about Spurs ITKs over the summer because of the Gibbs White thing.
Yeah.
But if you read the media, they are like a day behind what a lot of these guys are actually saying. To be fair,
yeah.
So who knows? And also like with ITKs, it's like people deep it too much. I think as much as these guys are putting their reputation on the line, and I think to an extent loving the adulation that kind of comes with it if they get something right. These things can change quite quickly. Like just something they said might have been true, and it's like the way that people went after that Himothy guy.
That's what
like the people. It was so personal and so it was like fucking all right, mate. Just because he might have got a few things wrong. Yeah. That actually, who actually knows? But then when the Gibbs White interview or the Gibbs White piece that came out in the Athletic and Ali Gold's piece that sort of confirmed a lot of the stuff that he was saying about Marinakis. So allegedly, sorry, Mr. Marinakis.
I just believe everything I like hearing.
Exactly. So do I.
That's just the way I go about it. I'll see some ITK with 68 followers and be like. Savinho.
This guy legit. This guy legit.
Following this guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if there was any summer to do that, I think Indy Callier's resurrection to call the believer to But then again, he's kind of fucked it at Indy Callier a bit, really. I think he's got
too big for his boots, mate.
Yeah, I think he's kind of fucked it a little bit.
So close, mate. So
close. Eze said goodbye to all his teammates and all this stuff.
Starting the next day. Maybe he did.
I definitely think something changed there, though. I do think Eze wasn't going to play.
No, it was been reported that he wasn't going to play. Yeah. And then all of a sudden he was like, in the morning it was like, oh, he will play now. So who knows? But I do think, what was I talking about? I was talking about Savinho, but I feel like we'll get onto it. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I've never wanted a Palace transfer so fucking bad. I'm like on Palace's aggregators accounts being like, El Kudus close, is it?
Yeah, guys.
In the comments, come on!
Did you see that tweet? I don't know where it came from, and I don't know whether it's actually true, but apparently Paratici is helping them find a replacement. That is amazing. If that is true, that is fucking amazing.
That is amazing. Well, he's allowed to do that. He's a consultant.
Well, I sent him to Ollie. Yeah, he's not a full-time member of staff at Spurs. Yeah. I sent it in our group chat I've got with Ollie and all that lot, Seb and Rory and that. And I was like, surely no way. And then Ollie was like, well, I wouldn't actually be surprised because Dougie Friedman's not there anymore, who was like their director of football.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
And it's like, bear in mind, Spurs probably scouted El Kudus as well. He's probably gone, there's this kid at Leicester. I think he'd be by the way, just going to say, I actually called this on the Zach Jalab podcast, Nothing But Football, a few weeks ago when we did one signing for every Premier League club. And I said, if Eze leaves, Crystal Palace should sign Bilal El Kudus. So you guys are welcome.
I'm real
but yeah,
I mean, I think he'll do well. I think he'll go for he's another one.
Apparently 26 million. Why the fuck are you not doing that?
Definitely plus 70+ mil. He's going to start playing deeper.
He'll be another Eze. They'll get him on a decent contract. He'll be there for 3-4 years, and then when he's in his peak, they'll probably get a good fee from him.
I wouldn't have minded him as an alternative.
Neither would I. Yeah,
he kind of was. And same with Ali Kudus. If Savinho. It is Alikush, isn't it? Is it something like that?
Alikush.
Oh.
The guy with the afro.
Turn into
my dad. Kulichevsky?
Kulichevsky. I mean, I feel like I trust the board at the moment that we still would sign some decent players.
I think so, yeah. I do think so.
Who has sort of been muted about who was signed for. But yeah, Richie, so happy.
What's your confidence percentage levels right now on those two?
For Eze, 10. We were burnt hard by the Gibbs White.
10%.
10%. Oh no, 10 out of 10.
Oh, 10 out of 10. Yeah.
Sorry, did you say percentage?
I was going to say
10%, mate.
I was like, what? Have you heard something I don't know?
Mr. Marinakis, mate. Whatever he's about, I don't know if he's going to have a problem with it. Well,
we're the anti-Marinakis alliance, so surely Parish, that's got to count for something, right?
Yeah. Do you reckon,
Like Spurs and Palace.
it was getting really intense? It was getting really, really intense, like the negotiations. Paris and Levy were like fucking hating each other, and then Levy was just like, what's his first name? Steve.
Yeah.
Steve, we both fucking hate Mr. Marinakis. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on. We've got this. Come on, let's piss him off.
Yeah. He's gone to Steve. He's like, oh, do you want to? All right, okay. Let's break for coffee, and we'll come back to this, obviously, and crunch the numbers. Oh, by the way, Steve, really sorry to hear about the result at the Court of Sport for arbitration. That Marinakis it's a real. Obviously, you saw what happened with us in the summer, with Morgan Gibbs White and that. It's like, I really felt sorry for you guys. And Steve's like, oh yeah, I know, it's a nightmare, isn't it? Like, I just, and Levy's gone. We both hate this guy, right? Let's do business.
Come on, let's make.
That's how I imagined it went.
Because yeah, mate, how funny would it be if that whole delay of the deal, everyone was saying it was advancing, like the negotiations tonight. How funny it would be if like Levy and Paris spent the whole night just prank calling Marinakis. No progress in the negotiations. They're just there like bonding over this, like fat prick, fucking hangs up.
They've had a few beers. They've both got like their tyres around their heads, just like
had a few lines of coke, just in like the "come flow me" thing.
They're in like the executive box at Sellers Park, just like. In
the morning they wake up, massive headache. They're like, "Oh, what happened last night?" Like, did the Eze deal get over the line?
Yeah, Eze's knocking on Eze's agent's knocking on the door, going, "Any progress, guys? Any?"
What's going on?
Like in the room, just like them, just getting on it. Oh,
that will happen. I'm confident on Eze.
Yeah, I agree.
Savinho, 55% confident.
Yeah, I think with both of them, it's like I think at least we know where we are. Do you know what I mean? Like I think with Eze, I think it is literally just as soon as they get the replacement, I do think it's green light. And I think with Savinho, we kind of know where we are as well. I'm still of the opinion that if Spurs pay that sort of money, then I think I don't think they'll turn that down. I think it will drag on for a bit longer.
Yeah.
They probably don't want to sell him to us before Saturday. And also, like that Guillaume Balaguer thing didn't even really tell us anything we fucking didn't know anyway. Like they want to keep him. That's not the issue.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Go back to Revista de la Liga, mate. All right.
That's what he used to be, like the La Liga expert.
He was the guy. He was like the guy.
Yeah, he was.
Can't wait for Ornstein about an hour after this podcast comes out going, Spurs have actually decided to turn away from Savinho because the deal was off.
Yeah. He was so confident with the Gibbs White thing the last pod. That was how long ago the last pod was, and we were
exactly.
Like, he's coming, he'll come, like, and obviously that we all know how that turned out. But I mean, just quickly, and before we start, because again, we are itching to talk about Savinho, like, and Eze, but Kudus home debut, sensational, like genuinely sensational. I think he's going to be fan favourite. The guy next to me is making all fucking kinds of noises next to me every time he got the ball.
What, Kudus?
Yeah. And I was as well. Yeah, like I generally, every time he got on the ball, you'd think something was about to happen, and he's relentless as well. He'll lose the ball and he'll go get it again, and then he'll run back and take on the man again. So he is relentless, and his work ethic's really good. He's so strong. I think he's going to be a fan favourite.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, Assar is another player that I just think he's going to like come on like leaps and bounds this season. I think he's like he looks a lot more complete, and also it's the whole thing of being like in a double pivot. I know he's been playing a little bit more advanced and stuff like that, but I do think like in a double pivot he'll be a lot more sort of secure, have more of an actual specific role that he needs to sort of execute every game, and just that relentless nature behind the flair of an Eze. Him and Paulinho and Bentancur and Paulinho. I don't know who will start. I think again we're blessed now with midfield options. I just see Sarr just maturing so much this season and really.
Oh mate, I fucking love that kid so much.
Good, he's so good. It's incredible.
I think I said this before, but like my stepdad for like the last few years has always been going. He's like one of the most cynical Spurs fans ever, right? But he's always gone for the last few years. He's like, that boy, he's going to be like our Vieira. Like, he says that every single year. Yeah. He wins that ball. So you look emotional. I'm literally turning around to him at every game. It's like, you look emotional, mate. The way he just charged onto that Richarlison knockdown and was like, there you go, Johnson. Fucking hell. That was like, oh. He was unbelievable in the Super Cup. I do feel like, I said this on, I think I said it on the Fighting Cock earlier. I do feel like, or maybe fucking some other thing I did. I do feel like this is the year where, like, we've all been gassing him up for ages, acknowledging some of the inconsistencies in his game, saying that, of course, he's young, he's going to develop, he's going to improve, right? And I do feel like there'll be rival fans or neutral fans out there that have probably looked at Sarr in certain games and gone, oh, yeah, no, he looks all right, but nothing special kind of thing. I do feel like this is the year where everybody goes, oh, my God. Like, I do feel like, I always see Sarr as like a little, I was saying it earlier, I always see Sarr as a little boy. Because he's got a little baby face and like he's very shy and like very friendly and just like he's just a sweet guy, right? And he's not a kid anymore, but like you still just like you love him, you want to protect him. It feels like, but I do feel like this is the year where he's going to kind of like break out of that a little bit and just go be like, who is this like man in the central of Tottenham's midfield? Like he's got obviously the physical element, the side of his game, the running power, all that kind of stuff, the way he sweeps the ball up. But I feel like mentally, I feel like I don't know, something I feel like has changed a little bit with him. I feel like he's gained a lot of self-belief recently. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's because he's been playing well and that you see it a little bit more, but he's so good. Like he's so good. I do feel like he could become, because he's adding goals to his game a little bit as well. Like I think he's good value for popping up in the box and all that. Like I love him. Love the kid.
I'm excited for him this season, and I'm excited. Do you know, there's so many players I'm excited for, mate. Like it's the profiling. We're getting a lot more sort of like spot on with the way we've been sort of approaching games, and also the players that aren't going to be relied upon all the game every sort of like week in week out, game in game in. We don't really need them to be, because they're still going to have a massive part of our season. When you look at like Danso playing alongside Van der Ven and Romero in certain games and looking like he would be a first team player if and one of the first names on the team sheet, by the way he plays and how important he is to us, if it wasn't for Van der Ven and Romero being so good. And I feel like the narrative's slowly going to start to change. And the thing is about with Eze, Savinho, Kudus, and the question I've got for you is that, is it going to work having them three all on the same team? And I say Thomas Frank, his whole philosophy is pragmatism, and that's not necessarily negative or defensive. It's just making sure that we're sort of solid. But I think that he's spoken about the importance of the motto again, and I don't know whether that's a club thing that they've asked him to speak about that, but he's mentioned the motto and to dare is to do. And I didn't realise. I mean, I wasn't in the ground when they're now playing like this video before the game, aren't they? With like him speaking.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that. I didn't see it, but I saw the video of it.
Yeah. And I just think if you have like proper Tottenham players in the front line, like an amalgamation of flair and talent and like effort and tenacity, and which Savinho, Eze, Kudus, Richie or Solanke are.
Yeah.
Mixed with the pragmatism of Paulinho, Bentancur, Romero, Van der Ven, like Porro, like Spence. I just think it works, and it does have a balance. And do you know what? None of their strongest assets are their creativity, but they are very good at being creative. Passes. Savinho's output's been really good with assists. That was his main sort of on paper. If you looked at what
got more assists for City than anybody last season. Yeah, it wasn't like mind blowing numbers, but he still got a lot.
Yeah, for City as well. Eze, he's so creative. They're all dribble type first.
They're not a play. There's no playmaker necessarily in there, but
But if you saw the way Kudus was playing and how vital it was to just breaking that Burnley defence down, just taking on a man, he had to get doubled up on the weekend. Imagine their defence being like, are you taking the fucking piss? Eze's running at me. Savinho's running at me. Kudus is running at me. Like, we're going to have to go man for man, and it's not going to end well. They're relentless, all of them. They're relentless. And I feel
like we could face some very nasty low blocks this season if we do sign those two players.
I think so.
Very nasty. I think
that's the only way they could sort of deal with it, and even then, I feel like they won't be able to. I mean,
you can't sit off like that for 90 minutes. You might nick a draw here and there, but like there's enough individual quality to shine through. Because worst comes to worst, right? Even if Spurs aren't playing well, there's a solid base there, structure, and enough individual quality to get you out of jail. Yeah. Like there just is there. scary.
That's where the marginal gains come in, the throw-ins, the corners, and stuff like that. And I mean, you see the Arsenal do it all the time without a striker.
Yeah,
last
she did it yesterday.
Yesterday they'll just win a game through set pieces, and if we can do that, we've got a lot of players that can take corners and free kicks, and you know what I mean. We've got that perfect blend of physicality and height and sort of technicality in it and pace, and it's coming along really nicely. And if it does materialise with Eze and Savinho or a player in that same sort of mould, I'm so excited for what we can do this season.
Lucas Bergvall didn't quite have the power on the long throws that Danso did he?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't bad, but like.
Just Danso's just made it look effortless, mate.
Oh, it was like a torpedo. Unbelievable.
You didn't have to use any power.
Yeah.
How confident are you on Savinho and Eze?
Eze, I'm like, I'll say a 9 just because it's Tottenham. There's always a chance it could go tits up, but I feel all right about it. I do feel like it's, like I said, I feel like we know where we are. I think it is just a case of them getting a replacement across the line, and surely if they can snap up El Kudus for 26 million, and then apparently there were some people saying that Club Bruges don't consider Zolis for sale, but I think if Palace really want him, I think 35 million maybe. I think as long as they get one of them across the line, I think the thing is they need to build a squad, obviously, to compete for like in the Conference League and in the Prem. Well, I say compete, but like manage those two competitions. So they're probably going to want to, but I think they'd sanction the sale if they got one over the line. I think it's like as long as they can replace him and then they go into the market with the money to bolster the squad, then I think like if they want El Kudus, I think that should be fairly straightforward. So Eze, 9. Savinho, I'm like a 6 at the moment. I'm still leaning towards there being a decent chance of it getting done. Like I said, Fabrizio come out tonight and was like on a live stream and was like, if they do sell Savinho, they'll go in for Rodrigo. So I think if Spurs stump up the money, I think he's gone.
Yeah.
So it's just down to how much Spurs really want him, I guess. And maybe the thing is that excites me about Savinho is that, like, don't be wrong, I'd be a bit gutted if we didn't get him because I fucking love him as a player. But I do think there's other decent options in the market with Spurs prepared to spend that sort of around that sort of money, like Nusa, maybe.
Yeah, I saw that. That was Kish, wasn't it? And Fofana and
Fofana would be good. Apparently, there's rumours saying that Callum Hudson-Odoi is one of the alternatives, and I like Hudson-Odoi, but I don't know. I'm not sure. He doesn't move the needle as much for me as Savinho, but I do like him.
I think it's the Brazilian aspect, mate, to be honest.
We have the Jugadors that are... mate,
just Kudus and Savinho on all fucking wings. Can you imagine the box? And then Eze as well. It's like overkill. It's like too much sauce. Stop it. Like, stop.
Yeah. Like, and then in the midfield, you've got Palhinha.
Just a shit
fucker.
It's like, as soon as you lose the ball, you're getting kicked. They're going to kick lumps out of you.
Yeah.
And it's like, bring Brennan Johnson out. It's too much technicality here. Just bring him on.
I'm really pleased for Johnson, actually, because I think Saturday was a perfect example of how he can still be effective in this squad. Like, he's not going to start every game. I don't think he's going to start a lot of games, actually, in the Premier League if we've got everybody fit. Or, like, obviously Madison Kulusevski aren't be fit for a while, but you know what I mean? Like, but when the game's open and stretched, like, I saw Nathan Clark tweeted, it's like, I think Spurs are going to score that kind of goal a lot. Just like Romero standing on the ball, baiting the forward line into press him, then the gap opens up. He was quite sloppy on the ball, Romero, at times, but like when he gets it right, when he just punches it like that, and you've got a striker that can make it stick, and then you've got midfielders that just want to pounce on every loose ball, and then you've got Johnson, who is excellent when it comes to targeting the space.
Yeah,
that is something I think we could see a lot. It's almost like a quite Conte ball type goal, a little bit. I know obviously like everyone saw it was always just counter attack, but we did do that quite a lot, like feeding off the scraps of the second balls, and then someone was just on the run, like Kane dropping a bit deep,
thinking one over.
So it's almost a bit like that.
Yeah, I do know what you mean, but yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like what you were saying about raising your floor. Like we've gone from, oh fuck's sake, someone's injured, it's going to be Werner, Hill, Solomon, or do you know what I mean? It's going to be one of them.
The worst option there is Tell.
And
that's not a bad fucking option to have, is it?
Like, bad at all. And also they will love playing with those types of players as well because they complement each other's styles.
Exactly.
So I just think we're getting to a phase where our squad, we're finally, because I mean the amount of times I've looked at Chelsea, City, and they bringing off players that would elevate our starting 11, and they're bringing them off the bench. It's just like we finally get that. Man City, you expecting anything from, like PSG? You expecting that type of performance?
Not Maybe slightly more. Well, probably quite similar, to be fair. I think probably quite. Because to be fair, we were aggressive against PSG as well. Like pressed high, caused them problems. I think it'll be similar. But if you can add the spark of like an Eze or someone into that team by then, like if you can get that deal done by then, because he's ready to play. Like he's not going to take a bedding in period. Like it will start. I'd imagine if he was here. So
imagine Paulinho, Bentancur, or Saar, and then Eze ahead of him. Richarlison and Kudus doing what they were doing against PSG. I think Solanke would suit it, but Richarlison's like he's almost in too good of a form to like not play at the moment, I think.
Yeah. But then maybe the hunger that if you say, right, we're going to put you on the bench, you're going to come on and make an impact for us. It's going to be raring to go, isn't it?
True. I mean, that's what Frank handled the not playing Odegaard, not playing Johnson in the final quite well because Johnson was raring to go, raring to. He scored as well. So and also I love the celebration where he's like showing the name.
I like that.
He's doing that, the Johnson delay, and he's getting the crowd going. He was doing that. Yeah,
I love Johnson.
Last thing I'll say, I love Brent Johnson. I'm so happy for him. I'm happy that he's got such good output. Like he will always shut up the haters. He is quite limited. He's just got such an ability to be in the right place at the right time and finish his dinner. And it's like that will carry him as his career. Like he will always have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he will always at the end of his career he'll be like, "Well, look at my stats, mate." And he will have really good Premier League like stats in it. And you can't.
And he's got the trophy and the winning goal in the final to put on top of that as well.
He'll always be a legend at Spurs. Well, a cult hero sort of thing.
Yeah.
But last thing I want to say, Champions League, PSG, they dominated through having sort of that individual spark, individual brilliance of that front three and that the creativity, the flair. At the lane, the black kit at the lane, Savinho, Eze, Kudus, Richarlison.
Are you trying to say? Are you sort of asking me whether that front three is as good as PSG's?
I'm not asking, mate. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you. I mean.
Though. I mean, I think that's where those types of players they really, really.
And also the way that we played against PSG has given me more confidence for tackling those kind of games as well.
Football.
Like, and again, like even we were saying this on the Fighting Cock earlier. I do think with on Saturday, Frank playing Gray, playing Bergvall in that game. I thought Bergvall was probably going to play, but I didn't expect Gray to at all. But the fact that he's kind of taken that game as an opportunity to go, right, okay, we're going to change things up a bit, keep it fresh, play players that are probably going to help us more out in this game. We don't really need Paulinho in this one. Keep players fresh. We've got a big game against City next week. Well, obviously, the fixture schedule gets a lot more congested post August, like after that first international break with the Champions League coming back. Obviously, I've got the 2 extra games to think about. I've got players coming through the door, but I've got to manage the squad and I've got to be careful. Yeah. Lots of intense games in pre-season, lots of travelling as well. So I think that was encouraging. And also, like, we've got different solutions in the squad now for different games. I said this when we were trying to buy Gibbs White. Like, he's a player that thrives against teams where he can kind of unlock them, but also in transition. Kudus is exactly that as well. Like, Eze is exactly that. It does feel like we're building a squad with different horses for different courses, but a lot of the mainstays in that team, especially in the attack, can get you out of trouble against any sort of team in any sort of state. So I'm really excited now. I am genuinely I know, like, we're both like quite glass half full people, Spurs fans, right? But I am excited.
I'm buzzing, mate. We're gonna win the fucking Champions.
We're gonna win a Champions League.
Title charge, mate. No one that convincing apart from City and Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I mean, I do think he managed the game well. He managed. That's the thing. He saved legs. Obviously, we've got City next week, and we got a long season ahead, especially with Champions League. And we saw how dismantled we got, and in pre-season about injuries last year. And he saved legs, and also these are the games for player development as well. Gray in his natural position, like starting, getting his confidence up, and I think
exactly. Yeah, give him minutes where they.
Yeah. So,
Luca Williams-Barnett has scored for the under-21s. It's now 4-1 against Sunderland.
Oh, wow.
He's been cooking, apparently. After the game, there's a little nutmeg that he did. It's just after the pod. Sorry, I mean.
I'm gonna go watch that Romero. That Romero. I've just seen him hugging Frank in one of the videos as well. Mate, I'm just buzzing. We're just in a good place again. We can't take it for granted, sort of thing with Spurs. When everything's like, when is it ever this sort of rosy? And that's when you kind of think, it's too good to be true. But it just feels good to be a Spurs fan again. It does, mate. Just enjoy every bit of content, every bit, because who knows what's going to happen this season. But just happy and feeling optimistic. Legend, Ben.
We're back.
Anything else you want to cover?
No, I think we're all good, mate.
Yeah.
I think we're all good. Looking forward to City the weekend. I'll be up there.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Right.
Yeah, mate.
Nice one, everyone. Thanks so much for getting your questions in. Thanks for getting involved. Don't forget to subscribe or follow and share it with a mate. Think you like it.
Exactly.
Legend, Ben. Up Spurs.
All the best, mate. Up Spurs.
Legend. See you later, mate.
See you later, mate.